Hi guys. Thank you all so much for writing in and telling us what you wanted me to make. It was so much fun learning more about all of you and what you want to cook. The All Request Week has finally arrived. Today I'm making a lighter macaroni and cheese with broccoli. We got lots of requests for casseroles, one-pot dishes. We even got a request for hiding vegetables in dishes for adults. So I'm hiding some broccoli in my mac and cheese. I'm not a huge fan of hiding vegetables, but Robin, this one is for you. The first thing that I'm gonna do is just cut up an onion. I'm bringing a large pot of water to a boil to cook my pasta. Making mac and cheese from scratch is so much better than the box. Though, if your family grew up eating the box and then all of a sudden one day you give them homemade, they might revolt. I'm just kidding, it is actually so much better, but I think that people get used to that box flavor. What do you say to that? Are you used to the box flavor? Let me know, comments below. Dice your onion really, really small. I would even venture to say mince your onion because you want it to cook down so much that it almost dissolves in the sauce. You don't want big chunks of onion, but the onion adds a great flavor to your bechamel, which is the creamy milk and cheese-based sauce that you use for your macaroni and cheese. So I recommend using it, but just make sure it's nice and small. Make sure you salt your water. Otherwise your pasta will be flavorless. Then you add 8 ounces of short tubular pasta, anything that you want. It could be elbow, whatever you like. Add that, cook it 3 minutes less than the package directions, and then you're gonna add your broccoli, your hidden vegetable. Not so much hidden as just covered in a delicious creamy sauce. Give that a stir, and then you can do a little ABP, get your broccoli ready, grate your cheese. You need 2 cups of broccoli florets, probably less than a whole head. I'm not using the stems today. I know that's not really like me, but hey, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Cut them kind of small because you want them to distribute throughout the dish. Because you don't want them like big, chunky florets of broccoli with your pasta. You want them sort of close to the same size. So let's say 3/4 to an inch. 2 cups approximately. If it's slightly more, don't worry about it. Add your broccoli. I actually said 6 minutes and then add the broccoli. It's 3 minutes and then add the broccoli and 3 more minutes. So very short cooking time because it is going to cook in the oven at 350 degrees for like half an hour. Grate 5 ounces of extra sharp cheddar. If you have pre-grated cheese, go ahead and use that. That's totally fine. I prefer to grate my own because then I have control over the flavor, but it does save a little bit of time, doesn't it? This is a 3 cheese pasta. I'm using Neufchatel, which is like cream cheese, but lower in fat. Parmesan cheese, because it's got lots of great flavor and you don't need to use a lot, and extra sharp cheddar cheese. All right, time to drain. No need to save any water. Right in this pot, you can make your sauce. Add a tablespoon of olive oil. Pot's already hot, which is nice. And then add your onion and saute it. And to your onion, add half a teaspoon of dry mustard powder. If you don't have dry mustard powder, you can leave it out, but it does add a little bit of underbody that's kind of nice. And then a half a teaspoon of coarse salt. That's not very much. Stir it around, just cook it until the onion is translucent. You know, that'll take 3 to 5 minutes. It depends on the heat of your stove. Now you're gonna add 5 tablespoons of flour. Be careful because there's not a lot of fat in here, so give it a stir and just cook it enough so that the raw flour smell cooks off. Probably gonna wanna reduce your heat just a little bit because, well, you don't want it to burn or stick. What I have is 5 ounces of Neufchatel, and you wanna just add it 1 piece at a time, like cut it into about 5 pieces and stir it until it starts to melt. You want it to get nice and smooth before you add anything else. It looks a little lumpy, but once you add the milk, it's gonna be totally fine. So just stir it in, get it nice and smooth, and then stir in your milk. It's 3 cups of 1% milk. You're gonna have to do it gradually at first because there's all that flour in there and all that thickener, and it could lump up. Once a little bit of your milk is added and your sauce has begun to smooth out, then you can add more. Just remember that there are pieces of onion in here, so it's not going to be completely smooth. There's going to be a little bit of texture from the onion, but you don't want any flour lumps in there. That's what you're looking to avoid. Just keep adding your liquid and whisking. I did switch from a spoon to a whisk until all of your milk has been added. Once all the liquid's been added, you can raise your heat to high if you dare and let it come to a boil so that the flour activates and thickens the sauce. Add half cup of grated parm, whisk it in, Let it melt, and then add your 5 ounces of grated cheddar. Same thing, let it melt. At this point, if you wanted to turn the heat off, go right ahead. That's what I'm gonna do. It should be hot enough to melt the cheese. Have your oven preheated to 350 degrees. Add your broccoli and your pasta to your melted cheese mixture. Stir it around, and then that's when you wanna give it a taste. Make sure that the seasoning is to your liking. It's really good. It doesn't need any salt. I'm gonna put this in an 8x8. Just pour it all in. Make sure you get all the cheese sauce. That's the most delectable part. Oh my gosh. Yay. Who doesn't love mac and cheese? I mean, I'm sure there's somebody out there, but certainly no one in my family. So basically it's hot now. You just want to get it a little bit more combined into one dish. 350, about 25 minutes. Casserole, casserole, we love you, casserole. Golden and delicious and done. I'm so excited. Sprinkle your panko breadcrumbs, some toasted panko for a little bit of extra crunch. And you have a vegetables hidden on the inside casserole one-pot dish, tailor-made for you and me and everyone in your family. Enjoy this all request week. I think you guys are gonna be happy, and you're gonna say thank you for listening to me, Sarah Carey. Thank you so much.